This proof of concept will give you an overview of how Innovatify operates. Right from understanding customers' requirement to delivery and maintenance, we will cover the following: the development phase, the workflow, the deployment phase, the testing phase, the maintenance phase. Introduce you to our creative squad. This is Mr. John, our project manager. He ensures smooth delivery of the project. This is Ms. Linda, our SME. SMEs are experts in their particular domain. They come with lots of experience and in-depth knowledge. This is Ms. Anne, our instructional designer. She works closely with the SME and creates the storyboard and voice-over script. This is Mr. Rob, our visual designer. He creates the graphic user interface and sets standard for graphic designs. This is our animator, Mr. Raj. He gives life to the characters. This is our voice-over artist, Ms. Jessica. She is our narrator and gives voice to the script. Mr. Roy is our programmer. He programs the interactivity and creates SCORM package for LMS deployment. This is Mr. Ashok, our quality analyst. He keeps testing at every stage to make sure that everything is in sync according to the storyboard. Instructional design strategies. A learner when presented with a course will have many questions. Why am I doing this? What am I learning? How am I learning? When am I learning? We always design from the learner's point of view to create effective e-learning courses. Let me elaborate the instructional design strategies and approaches which we follow to create an effective learning course. We first start by informing the learner why it's important to do the course and how it will help them. This helps us to gain their attention. Once the learner is aware of the importance of the course, the learning objectives are stated to inform the learners what they will learn and achieve after the completion of the course. Present learning, what, how, demo learning is delivered through a range of expository, rich visual, and activity screens. Therefore, we involve all sensory channels, that is video, audio and kinesthetic, VAK, to get the learners involved. Enable self-assessment. Assignment provides opportunity to further apply or practice using the new information learned in the module. Now that you are aware of the course design strategy, next you will see how the course is developed. Coming up now is a brief information about Innovatify's e-learning development phase. Our day starts with everyone sitting together and brainstorming of ideas. We have our creative clashes and we agree to disagree. Then we come down to a consensus. Once we get the content from the client, we either repurpose it or create from the scratch. In meantime, our ID Ms. Anne sits with our SME, Ms. Linda. She works closely with her and creates the storyboard. While creating the storyboard, she keeps in mind how to make it interesting and interactive so that the learner learns easily. Once the storyboard is done, it goes for approval. After getting a thumbs up, it's ready for production. Now, the fun part starts from here. The approved storyboard is taken up by Mr. Rob, our visual designer. Mr. Rob makes rough sketches that give us a basic look and feel how the storyboard will look like. Each sketch is fine-tuned to create assets. Once the assets are created, it goes to Mr. Raj, our animator. He gives life to the characters. Characters start to move. This is when the storyboard becomes real. Then Ms. Jessica, our voice-over artist, works with our sound editor to develop audio, which is then shared for developing the course. The team syncs the voice files with the animation and text. In this way, the overall integration is completed by combining audio, graphics and interactivity. Then it goes to our programmer Mr. Roy, who programs the interactivity and creates SCORM package for LMS deployment. He also creates assessments and quiz. We do the assessment according to the objective. All throughout, our quality analyst Mr. Ashok has been busy testing at every stage to make sure that everything is in sync according to the storyboard. Only after he approves the course with his stringent quality checks, it is ready for delivery. Our project manager Mr. John makes the delivery to the client. He ensures everything is taking place smoothly during and after the project, that is delivery and maintenance. This is how the entire team works. After the e-learning development phase, it is now time for e-learning deployment phase. There are many deployment options that one can choose from. However, what is the best option depends on certain factors like the size of the learner group, the speed at which the deployment needs to be done, the technical resources available, and lastly the budget available. Now, let's have a look at various releases in deployment phase. Alpha release, Beta release, Gold release. Alpha release, we run a pilot test with a selected target audience. We call it Alpha release. During this stage we show the prototype of the e-learning course, which is a 10 minutes complete working model. It helps to get the approval of the course and also identify the potential roadblocks. Beta release, based on the results of Alpha release, we scale up the e-learning course. If there has been a large-scale change, we start with Alpha release again. Once approved, we proceed for full-scale deployment. Gold release, this is the final phase of deployment. After incorporating all the required updates as per the beta release results, it is time to roll out the e-learning course in the client environment. This is accompanied by a thorough testing of the final release. Next, we will see how testing is carried out. Innov Edify e-learning testing phase is carried out at every stage from start to finish. Testing phase involves checking the project against your original specifications. It's important to test the product in all the technical environments. Let's have a look how it's done. QA testing typically covers two broad areas, that is content and functionality. Content testing is mostly about text, graphics, and audio used in the course. Here we check for proofreading, content accuracy, text, graphics, audio. O storyboard mapping. O audio, script mapping. O confirm audio, pronounced as letters or as a word/language settings, narration speed. Localization. O ensures cultural relevancy of images, graphics, and colors so as to satisfy the cultural norms. Animation and voice sync. O audio effects should be free from extraneous noise, such as unnecessary hiss and page turns. O sound should work correctly. O the audio description should be synchronized with any video or time-based animation on screen. O confirm audio, pronounced as letters or as a word/language settings and narration speed. File naming convention and format. Functionality testing is mainly technical and dwells on checking GUI navigation, checking interactivity, multi-platform compatibility, multi-browser compatibility, multi-device compatibility, SCORM compatibility. The module is tested from every aspect before it is delivered to the customer. Now, we move on to the maintenance phase. Innov Edify's maintenance phase follows now. In the maintenance phase we support the client with free or paid services depending upon the service level agreement. Note, all content updates and technology upgrades will be free for the first 3 months since deployment. Thereon, maintenance has to be paid for. This concludes the entire workflow process. Here are the 7 I's of Innov Edify framework. Innov Audience Analysis Framework. Here we do the audience analysis and based on the results, we choose the instructional design methodology. Innov Technology Framework. Having got the audience and design right, we then identify the LMS software and hardware specifications for seamless deployment. Innov Engaged Learning Framework. We are always focused on learner and make it very learner-friendly. We remove doubts from the learner's mind, that's why we focus on why the learner should learn, how the learner should learn, when the learner is learning and what the learner is learning. Innov Development Framework. Our choice of level of course development is based on audience types and needs. It comprises of blended storyboarding, graphic designing, animation, programming, integration and quality check. Innov Assessment Framework. We bifurcate assessments into 2 parts, one is good to know, which is primarily the knowledge assessment, and another is need to know, where application assessment is done. By our assessment framework we can give a scorecard on knowledge, attitude, skills, and other workplace competencies. Innov Quality Framework, we run the completed courses through stringent quality checks before releasing. Testing phase comprises of content testing and functionality testing. Innov Delivery and Support Framework, here we roll out the course in the client's environment and support the client with either free or paid services as per the service level agreement. This sums up the 7 dimensions of Innovedify framework. Now, let's go to the next screen to have a recap of Innovedify e-learning course development. Let's recap. Project Manager ensures everything is taking place smoothly, during and after the project. Subject Matter Expert are experts in their particular domain and help to create the content. Instructional Designer creates the storyboard and voice-over script. Visual Designer creates the graphic user interface and sets standard for graphic designs. Animator gives life to the characters. Voice-over artist narrates and gives voice to the VO script. Sound Editor ensures that the audio files are edited for the right duration for each animation sequence. Programmer programs the interactivity and creates SCORM package for LMS deployment. Quality Analyst does the testing at every stage to make sure that everything is in sync, according to the storyboard. The Instructional Design Strategy helps to logically break down each module and create an effective e-learning course. The workflow comprises of development, deployment, and testing phases. The 7 Is are the pillars of Innovedify e-learning development process. This concludes our walkthrough of the Innovedify e-learning development phases. Thank you.